Hi, I'm David Bunin, and this is my 1977 Cessna 172 Hawk XP.
This is not your traditional Skyhawk. This airplane has a Continental IO 360 with fuel injection capable of making 210 horsepower. David has upgraded the avionics panel to make this a capable IFR flyer. The airplane seats 4 with a 940-pound useful load. In this video, we're going to take the airplane up in the air and show you what this airplane does best: short field takeoffs and landings. This was my first time flying in a 172XP, and I was really impressed by its climb performance. So let's talk to David and learn more about this airplane.
Well, good morning, Bobby. My name is David Bunin, and I've been in aviation my whole life. Built and flew my first model at age 13, and grew up in Seattle, Mercer Islands, a little suburb of Seattle. I was right under the departure path of Renton Airport, which is where all the Boeing narrow bodies are built, so brand new 727s going over the house. After high school, I went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and when I graduated, the industry was in a downturn, nobody was hiring. A buddy of mine had gone back home to Kansas City to live with his parents while he was flight instructing, and the flight school was going to go out of business. So my buddy and I took out a little loan, and since nobody would hire me, we bought the business, and I graduated from college owning my own business. So as a lot of people know, flight schools don't make a lot of money, so I took a second job. I started working for what was then King Radio. And so I was working two jobs. I was making money at one and losing it at the other. My degree is maintenance and avionics. I'm an A&P mechanic and an avionics technician. So my buddy was the flight department and I was the maintenance department at the flight school. And I had heard about the Hawk XP. I'd heard about that version of the 172, that it was like the more power 172, you know, the old Tim Time, more power, sort of. It appealed to me as a mechanic, right? Anything with a bigger engine is going to appeal to a mechanic. And I thought that it would be a good renter because it was the kind of airplane that I would want to own if I ever owned an airplane. So a few years later, the flight school goes out of business, and it's my responsibility to sell the fleet to pay off the debts of the corporation. So we get down to the end, there's one airplane left to sell, and there's $1,000 of debt left to repay. So I paid the $1,000 out of pocket, and I kept the airplane for myself. So the airplane is a 1977 Hawk XP, extra performance. Cessna had built the T-41 for the military. The Air Force does their training in Colorado, and so they wanted something with a little more power than the standard 172. Cessna had made a couple of high-power versions of the airplane throughout the years, so they took basically the engine off the front of the Skymaster and put it on a 172. On the Skymaster, it's 210 horsepower, and the engine's capable of that. Cessna didn't want to have a high-performance 172. They didn't want 172 customers to have to get high-performance insurance. So they had Teledyne Continental derate the engine to 195, just by limiting the RPM, different pitch limits in the propeller. Of course, as soon as they had a type certificate, somebody came up with an STC to crank it back up a little bit and get the full 210. Comes with a 5-minute limit, but such is life. So this airplane's got the full 210 horsepower for takeoff. It's a constant speed prop, it's fuel injected, so no carb ice, no carb heat. The alternate air is automatic. It's a blow-in door on a spring. So the original 172 had the Continental 0300 engine. It was 145 horsepower. That was the design for the airframe. Later versions had 150 horsepower or 160. This version, built with 195 horse, STC to 210. They built them from 1977 to 1981. Half the production was 1977. So the big difference in performance is short field takeoff and climb performance. Any performance engineer will tell you that installing horsepower doesn't give you a lot in terms of cruise speed because of the drag coefficient. If you want to go faster, you need a different airframe. But if you want to climb faster and if you want to get off the ground faster, horsepower will do it every time. So as far as cruise performance, you have a choice. You can go faster than a standard 172 if you're willing to burn the gas to do it. In my head, 120 knots, 10 gallons an hour. Easy. It's 2 miles a minute, it's 10 gallons an hour. I can do any flight plan in my head. If I'm doing it on a computer, it's 116 knots at 8.8 gallons per hour. It is my personal airplane. It is strictly for fun. I did actually put it to a new use last year. My friend Frank said that he wanted to get his license, and I said, and he was looking around, and he says, well, didn't have a flight instructor, so I introduced him to a flight instructor, and he said, oh, the flight instructor doesn't own an airplane. And I'm like, I've got an airplane that was built to teach people how to fly. That's like its reason for existence. So I use it for travel and fun, And last year, my friend Frank was using it to get his license. We've got his solo shirt on the wall over there. Compared to the regular 172, it is more nose heavy. Because the cowling is higher, the sight picture out the windshield is different. If you've ever flown like an original 172, it has a very sloped cowling. And when I flew this airplane for a number of years and then jumped into a friend's old 172, and I just always thought I was in a nosedive because the sight picture is so different. 940 pounds useful load, and the max gross is 2550. So when I had the flight school, I had to get my IA because of course we couldn't afford to pay one. And so I've had my own IA, and my avionics technician job, I worked my way up into engineering. So today I'm an avionics engineer, and I do my own maintenance, I do my own annuals, and I got a couple of buddies that I help out with their maintenance too. I participate in the Cessna Pilots Society forums. And CPS is a great website. If you ever need any advice, I give a lot of mechanical advice on there, and there's a lot of great pilots, and they do destinations and other things, but I focus on the maintenance end of it.
Is there anything else you want to talk about or promote or anything?
No, you want to go flying?
Yeah, let's go fly.
All right.
Clear!
So I did the avionics install myself. The flight plan, you put the flight plan in here and it flows into both of these. It also Wi-Fi's out to my iPad if I want.
Oh, nice.
And we've got ADS-B, so you'll see traffic on the screen, you'll see weather on the screen. I put new brakes on. They're squeaky, which I hate, but they work real good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do a short, demonstrate like a short field takeoff or something too,
yeah.
You know? That's what this airplane's built for, right?
That's right. Rockwall traffic, Cessna 90927 Victor, taxiing across runway 17 at the south end, Rockwall. Two-seven Victor, clear the runway. Do a little run.
Traffic, Cessna 86, remaining left down, is 16 touch.
1800. Everything in this engine's a little bit faster than other engines. So gauges are all good. We'll normalize here and we'll go single ignition. All the exhaust temperatures should go up. Back to both, they should all start to go back down. Other side, they should all go up. Go straight from left to right, there should be no difference. Back to both. Get 3 cycles of the prop.
It is a difference there for sure in a 172 and the constant speed prop.
Yeah, it's like a 182. It's a 182 and a 172 fuselage.
Right.
Before takeoff, flaps are set, trim is set. Cowl flaps open, transponder set, mixture is rich, doors are closed and locked, seat is locked. We're good to go.
Turning final, he said. There
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, sure enough. All right. All right, so we'll get out here to the line. We'll do short field.
Okay.
All right, 10 degrees of flaps then. Rockwall traffic, Cessna 90927 Victor, taking off, runway 17, Rockwall.
Okay, clear, we're on approach.
Hotel, clear the active.
Please clear the active. So the yellow band is the 5-minute limit.
Right. All right, so full throttle, holding the brakes, and then go.
Yep, holding the brakes. That's the red line right there. Boom.
Oh yeah.
not a standard 172.
Nope, definitely not.
Airspeed's alive. 55, we'll pop it off the ground. Stay in ground effect.
Yeah.
And up we go.
Yeah. We got off the ground pretty quick.
Yeah, and we can sustain that climb.
Oh.
6 more traffic, Grumman 11902 is entering a right downwind for 17 on a 45. 6 more.
All right.
To go traffic, experimental.
Airspeed's increasing, flaps are coming up.
Rockwall traffic, Cessna 246. Entering 17 for
That's right.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like you're staying at 172. It's definitely, it's climbing, I mean, what, 800,
Yeah,
900 feet a minute?
900 feet a minute, yeah.
Yep.
And we're not even, we'll get trimmed to
And
VY here.
we're still doing 80 knots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that knots or miles an hour on there?
It is knots, so 81 knots is VY, and we'll probably do it, there's 1,000 feet a minute.
Yeah.
36 miles.
Kind of chasing the airspeed a little bit, but
And it's, you know, it's not quite a summer hot day yet, but it's close.
11902 is right downwind, 17, full stop.
Airport 657 Julia, turning right down.
all right, we'll come back to max continuous here.
4-5 Victor.
I'll tell you what, slow flight's impressive.
Yeah.
let's do that. We're coming up on 2,000 feet. Make a clearing turn here. Start trimming it back.
Sycamore traffic, Grumman 11902 is right base 17, full stop Sycamore.
Rockwall traffic, Cessna 172XP Victor, maneuvering southwest of the field, 2,500. All right, full throttle, cow flaps open, got a little bit of stall horn on.
Catamount traffic, Cessna 117.
Get some right rudder trim going here, because boy do you need it.
Yeah. Recession or whatever.
It's just the torque.
Yeah. 150 knots.
So that's with no
45?
flaps.
Yeah.
Let's get some flappage in.
Left crosswind 17.
Actually have to push forward a bit. Maybe 20.
Yeah, down 45 knots, not even buffeting yet. There
It's
it
still
is.
climbing.
Yeah, it's still climbing.
I'll do 30 degrees of flaps.
Hugo traffic, experimental path to Victor. Rockwall traffic.
The nice thing is you can trim it up and fly it hands off like this.
Ah,
Isn't that awesome?
40 knots, yeah.
Now that's the buffet there.
Yeah.
If you're by yourself and it's a cold day, you can't do power on stalls. It'll just hang on the prop.
Yeah.
Now here's the trick. Can we descend without speeding up? Come on. Nice even descent.
Yeah, 45 knots, just kind of,
Just hangs in there.
yeah.
We get back to 2,500 and recover. Flaps coming up. You want to fly a little?
I guess I'll do it a little.
Yeah. All
right.
yours.
All right.
I'm off. I'll center up the rudder trim for you. I had the rigging done. You may have heard of John Effinger out in Fort Worth.
No.
He's like a guru of Cessna rigging.
Okay.
He's the Cessna whisperer.
Yeah, it feels, there's no slop or anything. It feels
Yeah.
pretty good.
Touch and go.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels pretty good. All right, cool. Your airplane?
Fly airplane.
21 Bravo Sierra's final for 1
So I used to be based at Air Park East, which is short field,
Uh-huh.
very narrow. Have you been there?
We flew by it just a little bit ago. I haven't ever landed in there.
Oh, you wanna?
What's that?
You wanna?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. So the book says it'll cruise at 130. I've never wanted to burn that much gas.
Yeah.
You gotta burn like 12 gallons an hour. I can go 115 at less than 9 gallons an hour.
Yeah.
All right, field in sight.
It's so Air Park East is a pretty narrow runway, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it any narrower than Rockwall?
Oh yeah. I think it's like 27 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It looks wider at night because the lights are out in the grass.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Don't want to make that mistake.
This field will teach you centerline control.
Yeah.
Air Park East, Cessna 172XP Victor, 6 miles to the north, inbound runway 13, Air Park East. All right, so we'll do a short field landing, full stop, taxi back.
Okay.
Try and get down to flap speed here. 1,400 feet, that's a good pattern altitude. Air Park East traffic, Cessna 172XP Victor is on final, 13, full stop, Air Park East. Cow flaps open.
Positive traffic, Duke, November 7.
Do a quick little
Bravo,
pre-landing
7
check here.
At, 2,000
Fuel selectors on both, mixture, get to that.
Traffic,
There we go. We're still a little fast. Oh, that's one thing. A lot of the 172s, you can put out the first 10 degrees of flaps up to 110.
Yeah,
This airplane, they just didn't certify it that way. It's the same wing structure, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
But I got to get down to 85 to put out
Right.
flaps.
Yeah. That is a pretty narrow runway, isn't it?
Yeah. It gets narrower as we get closer.
Right? Well, it's weird, you know, they have the optical illusions because if it's a narrow runway, it looks like you're higher than you are.
Oh, we're high.
Yeah. Well, no.
But it's okay. I got the 40 degrees out. We'll do full rich on the mixture. We're already at maximum continuous, so I'm not going to go full prop. I'll just leave it at max continuous. If we have to go around, it's more than enough power. Now for Rockwall, I would use 65 as an approach speed. Here I'll do anywhere from 55 to 60.
Uh-huh.
We'll go ahead and do 55, if we can get down to it. 40 degrees of flaps. Seatbelt set and secured. All right then.
Parker County traffic, Blanca 9739 Echo is 10 miles north of the field.
All right, that looks like 55.
A short field, you're full flaps and kind of carrying a little power and just chop it off at the very end.
Yep. This guy used to come in here with a twin Cessna 340.
Yeah.
That's a big airplane to get into this runway. Right out like that.
Good. Yeah.
And we'll even make the midfield turnoff without using the brakes. How about that?
I mean, if you wanted to use the brakes, we'd be stopped by now or so. That's pretty good.
All right, so this is 2,500 feet. It's 1,000 feet shorter than Rockwall.
Uh-huh.
We won't do short field. We'll just do normal takeoff.
Sure.
So 0 flaps. And we'll still be up by midfield. Air Park East, Cessna 9er 27 taking off runway 13, Air Park East. It puts you back in the seat a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're up.
Yeah, she's got some go power.
So Frank did all his flight training here in 27 Victor before he bought the 150.
Yeah. That'd be it.
Target above us. Yeah, it was a bit of a transition for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say going high performance airplane basically.
Yeah. He got the 150 and he's like, man, these power lines are closed. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They did a really good job with the rudder trim. So you want it centered for takeoff. If you're in a sustained climb, all the way to the right is just right. And when you're in cruise, you're 1 notch left to center. When you're in a descent, all the way to the left. They just did a really good job of designing the scale of the rudder trim.
Yeah.
Is exactly what the airplane needs. It's instrument rated, or it's instrument capable. I'm instrument rated. When we bought it for the flight school, this was our instrument trainer.
Right.
So we had a couple of 152s. We had an old 172 that was our VFR trainer, and this was the instrument trainer.
And they could get their high performance rating on it too.
And they could get a high performance rating on it.
It's a pretty cool machine.
Yeah. Rockwall traffic, Cessna 9er 27 Victor's on the 45 for left traffic, 17 Rockwall.
Rockwall traffic, Cessna thrust 425, 3 mile final, 17 off the RNAV, Rockwall.
That's going to be him.
Yeah. Other guy over the...
Yeah.
He's still over the lake, pretty far out there though.
Yeah. And I think a helicopter. I think he said it was a helicopter. So what we'll do is we'll just go downwind until we see the traffic on final all the way past by him. Rockwall traffic, Cessna 9er 27 Victor's entering the left downwind, runway 17. We're looking for the traffic on final. Oh, I got him.
Yep,
Traffic,
there he is.
Cessna thrust 425 on a mile final for 17, Rockwall.
Okay, got you in sight. All right, we're inside the white arc, flaps 10.
Traffic.
I know.
Rockwall traffic, helicopter 6 Whiskey Mike entering a right downwind for landing 17, Rockwall.
Rockwall traffic, 9er 27 Victor, left base 17, looking for the helicopter. 20.
Traffic thrust 425 going missed, runway 17.
Really?
Rockwall.
Did we scare him out of it?
He's just practicing approaches there.
I guess so.
Yeah, I saw him a second ago, the helicopter.
Rockwall traffic, helicopter 6 Whiskey Mike, right downwind and have the fixed wing inside turning final.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay.
Traffic.
Rockwall traffic, 9er 27 Victor, final 17, full stop Rockwall.
Traffic.
Yeah, like an Robinson something.
Yeah, I got him, thank you. So normally I'll aim for the midfield turnoff as my touchdown point, just because that way I don't have to go up the hill while I'm landing.
Right.
I can do it either way if you're not comfortable.
Whatever you normally do.
Landing 17, Rockwall.
I'll do the midfield touchdown.
Decatur traffic, Skyhawk 5284 Quebec.
Yeah, get a little correction.
7.5 miles to the northeast at 3,600, inbound for 17 Decatur.
All right, props forward, mixers rich, cowl flaps open, full flaps. Everything's good. Gears down and welded.
Yep.
See, this way I don't have to go uphill while I'm landing.
Right.
Oh, come on now.
Rockwell traffic, helicopter 6, Whiskey Mike.
Alrighty.
Final landing 17 Rockwell.
Well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking me up here today. It was a great flight. It's well, hey, I've never had a 172 with this much power before. Pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I told Frank, vitamin HP solves a lot of problems.
There you go.
And David, thanks, sir.
You're welcome. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, no, same here. And really cool airplane. I've never flown in one that has that much horsepower, and pretty neat deal.
Awesome. Well, we'd love to have you again.
All right, let's go do it sometime.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching another episode of Flying Doodles. Appreciate it if you'll click that thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe if you're liking the channel. And it's patreon.com/flyingdoodles if you're enjoying the show. Just kind of a little help us out to fund this whole thing. And I'm going to be filming in the North Texas and actually the Annapolis, Maryland area for the next few months. So shoot me an email, bobby@sailingdoodles.com, and let's go fly. Sailing Doodles is my other channel. Check it out on YouTube as well.